The hot, humid air of a late Alabama afternoon was thick with the scent of fried catfish and the buzz of cicadas. Cliff Entrican watched from his perch behind the counter at Cliff's fish camp, his eyes sharp as hawks as they followed every movement within his domain. The sun-bleached sign outside might as well have been a beacon, luring travelers off Highway 80 with the promise of southern comfort food, but there was more than just hush puppies being served here. The daytime facade of the fish camp was convincing. Families stopped in, filling the air with laughter and chatter over Cliff's crispy catfish. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, a transformation occurred. The innocent laughter was replaced by the clink of bottles and the murmur of hushed negotiations. The tables where children had sat hours before now supported a different kind of commerce. Cliff's receding hairline did nothing to diminish the intensity of his presence. His reputation for a fiery temper was well known, and even the toughest of the girls who worked for him knew better than to cross him. They moved with a practiced caution, their eyes often glancing toward the ledger on Cliff's desk. It was the book that held their fates, each page a meticulous account of debts owed and paid. On Sundays, after the last weary traveler had left and the girls had retreated to their quarters, Cliff would sit down with his ledger. The ritual was always the same: half of the week's earnings were pocketed immediately. Then came the deductions, the fees for room, board, and fines for any number of fabricated infractions. By the time he tossed the remaining cash to the girls, it was a mere pittance of what had been earned. Deputy Albert Fuller's weekly visits were as regular as the setting sun. He'd arrive with a stern look, only for it to soften when Cliff handed him a thick envelope. It was an unspoken agreement, a symbiosis of corruption that kept the camp operating without interference. Cliff's fish camp was a kingdom of sorts, and Entrican fancied himself its unchallenged king. As long as the money flowed and the deputy stayed quiet, Cliff's reign would continue, unthreatened by the world outside his carefully constructed haven of vice.